Welcome to the VS Criminal Defense Attorneys podcast, providing an informative resource on criminal law with a specific focus on sex crimes. From protecting yourself from false accusations to understanding the exact boundaries of the law, being informed is always the best first line of defense. This podcast series is reviewed and approved by attorney Michelle Villanueva-Skura.
In this episode, we'll delve into the details of sexual assault of a minor charges and how our highly qualified and experienced sex crime defense attorneys can fight for you against a presumption of guilt in Phoenix, Arizona. You can go without breaking the law your entire life, but a single allegation of sexual misconduct with a child can destroy everything. We've seen what can happen when unfounded accusations go unanswered, and even when a person's name is cleared, the stench of doubt follows them forever. If you're charged with a crime this serious, your primary focus should be on avoiding conviction. At VS Criminal Defense Attorneys, this is exactly what we'll strive for. Our legal team will fight to secure a reduction or dismissal of all charges. If this isn't possible, we can also advocate for you at trial and engage in plea negotiations when appropriate. The ideal approach to your case will depend on the circumstances, but our sexual assault of a minor lawyers in Phoenix will not stop fighting for the best possible outcome in your case. Firstly, let's review how sexual assault of a minor laws work in the state of Arizona. According to the Arizona Revised Statutes, here are the laws you must know about. ARS Section 13-1404, Sexual Assault. Arizona law defines sexual abuse as intentionally engaging in sexual contact with a person above 15 years of age, or with any person under 15 years of age if the contact was with the female breast only. It is prosecuted as a Class 5 or Class 3 felony. ARS Section 13-1405, Sexual Conduct with a Minor. Defendants may be convicted if they engaged in sexual intercourse or sexual oral acts with a person under 18 years of age. Penalties increase if the defendant was in a position of trust or when there are other aggravating circumstances. ARS Section 13-1402, Indecent Exposure. Indecent exposure is defined as exposure of the genitals, anus, areola, nipples, or breast in a reckless way that would be offending or alarming to a reasonable person, and is generally prosecuted as a Class 6 felony unless the defendant has a prior history. And ARS Section 13-1410, Continuous Sexual Abuse of a Child. Molestation of a child includes any sexual contact with a child under 15 years of age, except for contact with the female breast alone. This crime is prosecuted as a Class 2 felony in Arizona and will include prison, fines, and sex offender registration. Now, let's understand some important facts about sexual conduct with a minor charges. If you're facing accusations of sexual assault involving a minor, there are many aspects of the law that you need to understand. First off, consent does not matter. Arizona law does not allow individuals under the age of 18 to consent to sexual acts. This means that someone in a relationship with a minor can face the same penalties as a person who used force or coercion during a sexual assault. It's also important to note that sexual assault of a minor can be charged under different felony classes. This can dictate whether a conviction leads to 2 years in prison or a sentence of decades. An accused individual could also face increased penalties depending on their relationship with the alleged victim, like a teacher or a guardian, and their age. In fact, some convictions can carry a life sentence. This should make the severity of these accusations clear, and that's exactly why you need to speak with a Phoenix sexual assault of a minor attorney immediately. Next, let's delve into the potential penalties for sexual assault of a minor. The penalties that a person faces when charged with this crime will depend upon the circumstances of their case. A potential life sentence is on the table in certain instances. However, this is often only the case if an alleged victim is under the age of 13. Even when an accuser is just under the age of consent, a potential sentence can reach many years. Penalties can also be increased if certain elements are proven at trial. For instance, the alleged use of date rape drugs or an assault resulting in physical injury could extend potential sentences. And even if someone is able to avoid the most severe consequences, placement on the sexual offender registry can be disastrous. Additional penalties include fines, sex offender registration, and lifelong probation. Secondary consequences include loss of professional licensure, challenges with employment and housing, loss of child custody, and social consequences. Following a conviction, anyone can see your record and will immediately assume you're a danger to children. Take immediate action and defend your freedom. Let our sexual assault of a minor lawyers in Phoenix advocate on your behalf. You might be wondering, what is the minimum sentence for sexual assault of a minor in Arizona? Sentencing for sex crimes in Arizona can vary widely based on the circumstances of the case. In most cases, defendants who are convicted of sexual assault of a minor will be facing a minimum of 10 years in prison, although they may face much higher penalties if there are aggravating factors, such as the use of a weapon, the child's age, their relationship to the victim, and any prior convictions. Representation from an experienced Phoenix sex crimes defense lawyer is essential to the best possible outcome of your case. Lastly, we are frequently asked, how often do sexual assault of a minor cases go to trial? When unreported rapes are factored into the data, only a few % of rapes are actually prosecuted. If an arrest is made, there is a high chance of going to trial. Whether a case goes to trial will depend on the strength of the evidence. If the prosecution does not have enough evidence to build a case, it's unlikely that they will choose to prosecute the case. Unfortunately, even whispers of sexual assault, especially when a child is involved, can result in serious damage to a person's reputation. Remember, if you are facing sexual assault of a minor charges or allegations, time is of the essence. Don't let the serious consequences of these accusations ruin your life and get the experienced representation of Phoenix's leading sex crimes defense lawyers. We've all seen what can happen to a person who is publicly accused of sexual assault. Even if allegations are unfounded, they can completely upend an individual's life. When accusations involve a minor, the situation becomes even more dire. Such allegations can result in decades behind bars, placement on the sex offender registry, and destruction of your reputation. This is why you should speak to a Phoenix lawyer focused on the defense of those accused of sexual assault of a minor. At VS Criminal Defense Attorneys, our legal team knows that individuals implicated in the rape of a minor have a difficult road ahead. Even if a relationship was consensual in nature, the state will levy sexual assault charges against the accused. The worst thing you can possibly do is face these charges without a legal professional on your side. Michelle Villanueva-Scura is an experienced criminal defense attorney who specializes in Arizona sex crime defense and other major felonies. As an aggressive advocate for her clients, Ms. Villanueva-Scura believes strongly in protecting the rights of defendants and is passionate about government accountability and personal freedoms. Her track record of success has enabled her to develop a reputation as a leading Arizona sexual assault defense attorney. Our firm serves clients who speak English and Spanish. If you're facing sex crime allegations in Arizona, get the defense and advice you need from a trusted law firm when you contact VS Criminal Defense Attorneys. We are ready to help you understand your legal options and next steps. VS Criminal Defense Attorneys is Arizona's leading sexual assault defense law firm serving individuals throughout the greater Phoenix area. We defend clients against the most severe sex crime allegations, including sexual assault of a child, indecent exposure, child molestation, child pornography, and more. Reach out to our trusted lawyers today to get started with a legal strategy for your case. We will fight for your rights, ensure a fair trial, and build a strong case in your defense. Contact VS Criminal Defense Attorneys to schedule your free, confidential consultation so we can review your legal options and help you develop a plan moving forward. Call us at 480-923-9001 or visit us online at vsattorney.com.
Thank you for listening to the VS Criminal Defense Attorneys podcast. VS Criminal Defense Attorneys are focused on offering clients personalized service and aggressive representation. Our attorneys are passionate about individual rights, government accountability, and personal freedom. No matter what you are charged with, our criminal defense attorneys will be there to guide you. Call today to schedule your strategy session. It is time to fight back.